This is motherfucking Abusive Gamer. We're gonna play a little bit of Hearthstone today. We're gonna go play a little bit of old school games, maybe, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. We're gonna play the worst card game in the fucking history of card games. Everybody's on the bandwagon talking about Hearthstone this and Hearthstone that. Y'all just like the fucking animations they give you. Plain and simple, you just like the little animation, little spells go across the board, and a little bit of pyro, and I'm gonna armor up. I'm gonna do my hero abilities and blah blah blah. But we're not going to talk about the RNG system. We're going to talk about the imperfect RNG system. Anybody who thinks that this RNG system is correct, you're sadly mistaken. If an RNG system is not programmed correctly, Abusive Gamer will let you know, and we'll go over all of it in due time. This is going to be a part series. It's not going to be first time in and out, blah, blah, we're done. I'm going to be putting some gameplay footage up as well. Talk about the ranking system and all how it's so wonderful when all your cards come where, yeah, I know the mana curve and all that stuff. Have your mana count. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you get dealt cards in, say, the wrong order or what have you, you're playing catch up. That's all there is to it. If you get dealt the perfect cards in the right orders, yeah, don't get me wrong, you can play around Flame Strikes, Pyroblast. Well, you can't really play around Pyroblast, but you can play around a lot of spells in the game. But the thing is, plain and simple, I would say maybe 3 out of 10 games will be an actual good game. Like, an actual game where it's competitive, it's going back and forth or what have you. But majority of the game is either one-sided or not. Take a look at the pros. Take a look at the pros. Anybody who wants to doubt me, there was a series that was just ran, which one of a great player around 16. They were both really good players. He didn't win one game, and it's right there, and it's obvious. And even the announcers talked about how he just didn't get the cards. Do you know what that means, people? That means the RNG, the random number generator for you fucking noobs that don't know what the fuck that means, is not programmed correctly. I'm going to tell you why it's not programmed. Alright? I'm going to tell you why it's not programmed. Start taking a look at every time you mulligan a hand or every time you throw away a hand or anything else like that in this nature, and you tell me that how many times you get back the exact same card that you mulliganed away. And for anybody who doesn't know what the hell mulligan is, then I don't know what to tell you. You're just a fucking scrub. Maybe you should be on my channel. Get the fuck out. But take a look at how many times you mulligan a card away and get it right back. Or within the first 1 or 2 cards, you'll get that exact same card. And it doesn't happen just once in a while. It happens time and time and time again. Just like when you sit there and you play a 2-drop, and 90% of the time, your 2-drop that you've played, the guy's got a counter for it. And it's always the same type of counter. It's a Hunter's Arcane Shot, or it's a round 3, Kill Command, a Warrior Axe, whatever it may be. Do you guys really think that you just always get that card? There is a system in place. There is a handicap system. It's just like you go, say you're playing your rogue, for instance, and all of a sudden you're going against the same people all the time. I'll tell you right now, when I play a mage, I go against a warrior probably 7 out of 10 times. Why? Why is that? Because of Frost Mage. I call them Frost Mages. Everybody calls him Freeze Mage. Come on, let's get real. This is WoW. It's a Frost Mage, okay? It's not a Freeze Mage. It's a Frost Mage. And when you're playing your Frost and you're playing your spells to, you can't beat a warrior. You can't. And everybody here knows the only way you can beat that warrior is if he completely gets effed by the RNG system. Now, I'm not talking about some scrub warrior. I'm talking about a warrior that knows what he's doing. He knows to armor up, and he knows that you're not going to be able to get through that armor come late game. He knows it. Why is it you're going against these people all the time? Why is it that druids are going against miracle rogues like it's going out of style? Want to know why? Because druids, most druids, have to get late game. Well, with the rogue, by the time late game comes, I don't care what you have. A miracle rogue is going to kill you. Plain and simple. If you don't keep your HP above 20, now we're talking about a rogue here. Above 20, you're going to die. Hands down. But anyways, like I said, this is going to be one of the first part of a series. This is just going to be the introduction for this series. We're going to call it Rockin' Hearthstone or Rockin' HS. And get a little bit down and dirty with Hearthstone. I've opened up a new account for it to show you the difference between a new account and a pro account, and what everybody's going through at the lower ranks. The lower ranks, it's the same classes. Now the pros, the high end guys, they always have a late game, unless it's a miracle rogue, and usually even with the miracle rogue, it's still late game, and then he ends up blowing you up. But the thing is, though, the same thing with druids, with roar and stuff like that, if they've built that type of deck. But people go and watch videos on Hearthstone, and all of a sudden, everybody's making a zoo deck, or a molten giant deck for a warlock, or a hunter beast deck. Just 6-7 rounds max. If it goes beyond that, most hunters are going to lose. If their play style is that way. You don't see control warriors. You don't see all that kind of stuff. You might see a freeze mage. That's another thing too. Legendaries. Legendaries in this game, I like them. Don't get me wrong, but I feel really bad for these people who don't have the money to buy cards and are trying to earn it. Now, I'm trying to earn like 100% totally legit on the free account, but the game's been out for a long time now, so a lot of people have either A, got cards, or B, are just buying them outright because they can't compete. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've got some really nice basic decks. I'll show you. Abusive Gamer will show you how this rolls and how we'll work it out. But I'm going to tell you right now, for all you Hearthstone lovers and all that stuff, I know I'm going to get flamed for this. Maybe this isn't one of the best videos to come out with right away. But I'm not saying Hearthstone is a really bad game. I'm not saying that. It is fun and it is addictive. Very frustrating game as well. But the only problem is, though, is they need to retune the RNG. But the thing is, what I personally think is that they have it set up this way. And the thing is, the RNG system, it doesn't know to give you big cards or small cards at the beginning. So most of the time, your game's going to go smaller cards, then your big cards towards the end, or the other way around. Rarely do you get perfect cards. Okay, you might have a round 4 drop. How many round 4 drops do you guys have? How many round 2 drops do you have? Well, all of a sudden, you start a game, you mulligan half your cards, and all of a sudden you get all 4 drops. They're all 4 drops. Even though you've got a shit ton of 2s, a shit ton of 4s. I guarantee you, on that game right there, you're going to lose. When you mulligan a hand away and get nothing but the same drops, you're going to lose. But anyways, I don't want to ramble. Abusive Gamer does not ramble. I'm going to show you the negative side of games. I'm going to abuse games and show you the ins and outs of people who think these games are so great because they don't understand. They're young kids who get all fascinated. A true game, yeah, I know there's Magic Gathering and stuff like that. You want a true free game, and it's still a pay-to-win game because all card games are that way. Soulforge. Soulforge is a very strategic, skillful game. But you know why nobody streams it? You know why nobody shows it? Because it's not a flashy card game like Hearthstone. There's not all this little bullshit going on in the background, and you can't play with the environment. You can't make that little gate close and that well go down and pop some watermelons or ring the gong. Who gives a fuck? Is that what you guys play games for now? Because if it is, it's sad. It's very sad. But anyways, this is the introduction for the series that we'll be starting. I'm not a really big into editing. I think it should be more natural, and a lot of my videos will have cursing in it. I try to refrain from doing that, even though I am Abusive Gamer, because I do want a younger audience to be able to listen to this. But anyways, listen at your own free will, and be ready. Abusive Gamer is going to abuse a lot of your guys' favorite games. And there's going to be a lot of people that don't agree with me on this. But please, all I ask you, do your homework before you flame away. Because if you just say how great the game is and yada 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 because you got a horseshoe shoved up your ass, I don't know what to tell you. But anyways, the Abusive Gamer, take a look for my video. It's going to be in a couple days. And yeah, we'll start from there. Series 1 coming at you soon. Y'all have a good one now.